Evo ovih dana obeleži smo već 4 godine od proglašenja nezavisnosti Kosova. Imamo li mi, građani Kosova, razloga da budemo zadovoljni? Treba li da se ponosimo ili... A šta drugi kažu? Gost današnje emisije je dr. Andrea Kapusela, doskorašnji šef odeljenja za ekonomska i fiskalna pitanja u Medjunarodnoj civilnoj kancelariji na Kosovu. Dobrodošli u Slobodno srpski. Gospodine Kapusela, dobrodošli u Slobodno srpski.
Thank you.
Prvo pitanje već sam postavio našim gledalcima, ali da pitam i vas. Treba li Kosovo da bude zadovoljno postignutim rezultatima za ove 4 godine od kada je proglasilo nezavisnost?
I would find it difficult to say that Kosovo should be very satisfied. I think the way in which Kosovo has been governed in these last 4 years has not benefited Kosovo very much. Partly this is understandable. The institutions of there were pre-existing institutions under the UN administration which had to give themselves the shape of sovereign institutions, which was certainly a difficult exercise, and one has to take this into account. But I think that the quality of the policies adopted by the institutions was not adequate. And you see this in the results. Poverty, unemployment have not declined. They even marginally increased.
Dobro, je li se moglo više za ove 4 godine?
Certainly. The right, better policies could have been adopted, and more policies. Because in the years during which I was here, I didn't see so much policy-making activity. There was rather the management of programs which had started before. I'm talking about the economic sector mainly. Privatization program, for instance. Several institutions were set up. But I have not seen, for instance, in a place with so much poverty as in Kosovo, the welfare system is very inefficient. It only reaches a minority of those who need assistance from the state. In these 4 years, I have not seen, for instance, an attempt to change, to reform this system in order to reach, maybe with more equitable ways, a bigger share of the population that needs assistance from the state.
Da, pošto ste vi stručnjak za ekonomska pitanja, a kao što sam i u najavi rekao, bili ste direktor ekonomskog odeljenja u Međunarodnoj civilnoj kancelariji. Ajde da krenemo, dakle, od ekonomije. Evo, vi ste počeli da pričate o tome. Postoji li napredak u ekonomiji od kad je Kosovo proglasilo nezavisnost?
I have not seen much progress. The expectation was...
Gde je najgora situacija?
In the economic sector. I think the real... At least the main problem, the main underlying problem is that a functioning market economy needs some institutions to underpin it, to keep it in shape. And these institutions, I think, in Kosovo are still lacking. Market economy is based on exchanges, goods against money. If you don't have a rule of law system that guarantees that contracts will be respected and that allows every trader to trust the other trader, well, then the market economy doesn't function properly. And this is what you see in Kosovo, I'm afraid. And this is, I'm being very simplistic, of course, but this is, I think, at the roots of several problems, such as the low productivity of Kosovo economy, the low levels of investment, both domestic and foreign.
Jasno, a koliko je zapravo ta svetska ekonomska kriza uticala na takvo stanje, ili su to samo neki naši lokalni problemčići ili možda regionalni?
The crisis is an interesting example. Kosovo was very little affected by the crisis compared to the rest of the region. In some countries, GDP fell by 10, 12 percentage points. In Kosovo, it fell by 1 or 2 percentage points between 2008 and 2009. The main reason is that Kosovo is isolated from the rest of the global economy because there is hardly any foreign investment in Kosovo. Kosovo doesn't export almost anything except its laborers. So it was not exposed to the pressures generated by the global economy.
Ali zato...
Because it is not integrated in the global economy. It is like an island.
Jasno, ali zato uvozimo, čini mi se, sve moguće. Kosovo je, čini mi se, jedina zemlja u regionu koja uvozi skoro sve prehrambene proizvode. Zašto je to tako? Da li zato što naše opštine, recimo, svaki dan pretvaraju to poljoprivredno zemljište u građevinsko, ili smo mi lenj narod pa nećemo da radimo, ili je nešto treće u pitanju?
No. Laziness is certainly not an explanation. On the contrary, my impression superficially is that the population of Kosovo is very enterprising. On the contrary, the trouble is that the system, the structural situation, doesn't allow them to use their enterprisiness in a productive way. The reason why Kosovo exports so little and imports so much is that, first of all, it didn't inherit a big industrial base. The 10 years during the Milosevic regime, of course, didn't help, and the 10 years under the UN administration, which could not and did not make long-term plans, also didn't help. But the other problem is that the whole investment climate is not conducive to investment and to productive investment, and the whole situation in Kosovo is such that production in Kosovo is not very competitive. So there are so many imports because some things are simply not produced in Kosovo, but also because other things which are produced are perhaps more expensive or of lesser quality than possible imports. So you have the market which is flooded by imports.
Ali procenjuje se da je međunarodna zajednica za sve ove godine uložila negde oko 8-9 milijardi evra. Srbija kaže da je za Kosovo izdvojila 6,5 milijardi. Gde su otišle sve te silne pare, ako znamo da nam je, ne znam, privreda loša, da imamo skoro polovinu, 45% ljudi je nezaposleno? Šta je s tolikim novcem? Imamo i dijasporu koja, prema zvaničnim podacima, doprinosi Kosovu oko pola milijardi, čini mi se, godišnje.
It's difficult to answer. Serbian money, I don't know so much about. What we see here in Kosovo is what is left of an effort by the federal Yugoslav state, the socialist Yugoslavia, to industrialize Kosovo.